Hi guys, I hope you're well. And just in case you don't know me, my name is Jane G. Channel. I'm a coach, a leader, an author, and a child of God. I am so excited to be sharing with you my new book, In Grace and Stillness, which will be released very soon, in a few days, as a matter of fact. And as promised, I will be sharing the background stories and taking you behind the scenes. You may be wondering, oh, is she not doing a launch or a launch event or things like that? To be honest, I'm not very keen on things like that, to be honest. Where the attention is on me is not really my thing. However, there may be, there may not be, I don't know. But mind you, there will be a podcast where I will be talking more about the book, and I will be having some friends over sharing their insights. Right now, as we are counting down to the release of this book, I wanted to share, particularly this video, I wanted to share with you the cover of the book, how it came about. So this is the cover of the book, In Grace and Stillness. Now, this cover was designed by my beautiful husband. This book was designed by my lovely husband, and he is a graphic designer amongst many other things that he does. And coming to get to this place wasn't a smooth journey. But just like anything you do, it's not always that straightforward. You will go into it thinking, oh, it's just that. But then when you start, you begin to realize, oh, okay, it's not that straightforward. But it's not that difficult either. It's just perspective. So when it came to the cover of this book, I wanted it to represent me. I wanted parts of me in this book, basically, on the cover of this book. I wanted to be able to look at this book and be like, yeah, that's me. Before I come to talking about the book, I need to actually share with you a backstory of how we got here in the first place when it comes to the cover of this book. So when I knew about, I needed a cover for my book, I went to good old, I don't know that was ChatGPT or Canva, like many of us know. I went to Canva and I just asked for, I did go to ChatGPT, but ChatGPT was not giving me what I wanted. It was just so bland and nothing. I knew I wanted color. I can't remember what I put. I just put in the title or something, and it came up with a lot of ideas, and then I'll just show you what it is. So this is let me just say it was a lot. Let me emphasize that there were a lot. But anyway, I like this three. This was my top three that I liked because I don't know if you can. Let me show you properly. So those are my top three that I liked. The top one, particularly this one, was my favorite. And that was the one I asked my husband to recreate for me. So this was months. So when it came to it, we tried looking for, design and, the elements that we need to put together to recreate that. Eventually, it seemed impossible. And I felt like time was going at this point. So I said, okay, let's recreate something else. Maybe something much simpler. And then my husband then created this design, which will show up on the screen right now. And I thought, okay, as long as I have a cover, so that's fine. It didn't speak to me, it didn't scream out at me, basically, but I was just like, yeah, it's fine, it's okay. Because like I said, I'm a bit of a simple girl anyway, so I said I wanted something simple. But I said, yeah, it was fine. But then I knew it wasn't it. It wasn't it. But I just left it. And then after a while, a few weeks I was there, I said, you know what? I don't like this thing. It's not screaming at me. I need it to scream at me. I need it to say, this is me, And then, okay, we said, all right, let's design something again. And then a couple of more designs came about. So I was using some pictures. Now, at this point, I was now becoming a bit more descriptive. I need something that has, greenery, because I felt like greenery. I love plants. I love greenery. Many of you that follow me on Instagram would know that I've got a little veg garden I'm going. I love plants. I've got plants all over, but I've got plants dotted all over my house. So I know there will be a bit of greenery there. And I know that there has to be something like water, a still water, sort of something like that there. And so, yeah, and I kept giving that, or maybe like a forest, something that was kind of like the whole idea that was coming to me at this stage. But then I do know that I did not want someone, I don't want a picture of somebody there. I just need an image, but not a picture of someone. I don't want anybody there in that image, kind of a thing. So my husband came up with a couple more, and it was just bad. It was like, you see, I needed color. I remember I said I needed color as well. So that wasn't it for me. Until we went back again. Mind you, this is like months and weeks have passed, and months more or less have passed really. And then I went back again to good old Canva again. I put in, I can't remember what I put in again. And then it came up with a few more ideas. And then there was one that came up. And I said, let's try this one. I think at this point, it was just the first result that came that I just said, why don't we try this one? And that was how it came about. This cover really, but even though it's not exactly the same, I didn't want exactly the same, but I wanted something that looked similar. And this was how the cover came about. So the color was the same as the one with sin, and I think what stood out to me with that design was the idea of this and the water. You can see the ripple. So that's what I wanted. Now, let's start talk a bit more details into the book itself, into the covers. Like I said earlier, I believe is a lotus flower. It's sitting on the water, creating that ripple, to me means stillness. It means still. The water is still. There's calmness. It means that, the water is calm. It makes me think about a lake or, those kind of places. Oh, I just imagine that. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what it reminds me of. And I love flowers. So I'm thinking this might be, I'm not sure what sort of flower this is, but probably peonies or something like that. I love flowers. So this was me. This definitely is me. Even the water, because I love the water. I love being by the seaside and things like that. So this represented me, and the fact that there's flowers there, definitely me. And then the greenery, I love the touch of green in it as well, which obviously is me, And then what I love, the other day I saw a white butterfly, and immediately I remembered my book. Think of a butterfly. What do you remember? Metamorphosis. You remember becoming. That's what I think. That's what I remember. Becoming, changing, changing into something beautiful, becoming beautiful. So, and, that's what I remember. I thought, I don't know why he put it there, because I just left, and I think it's beautiful that it's there. It's not a coincidence. It has to be, because the last chapter of this book is, let me show you. If you can, you are not behind, you are becoming. And if anyone knows me, I've got a ministry called Becoming a Woman, and Unbecoming is one of my channels on YouTube. So becoming and butterfly, I feel like it was meant to be. It was meant to be. I like the color pink, and I obviously love green. Green is one of my favorite color. And the blue obviously is, or the teal blue, whichever way you want to look at it, means water for the most part, water. And there's this ripple thing. There was a time I shared a video very long time ago. I talked about the ripple effect, about, what if I bless someone, I talk to someone today, or whatever I do to someone, that person can go on to inspire another person and things like that. Ripple effect. So this means so much more than, what it is to me. And, I never really thought so much about the design until, I'll probably say now that I'm talking to you about it, because I just knew that this spoke to me. And, the major thing about whatever you do or you produce as an individual, it needs to speak to you. You need to love it. You need to want to pick it up. Because if you're not, just like the previous design I had before, I wasn't feeling it, and I thought, if I can't pick up my own book, why would I expect anyone to pick it up? And it doesn't even matter either, though. I need to love it first. I need to like it. I need to be able to want to pick up my book first, because what's the point? I don't care what anyone else says. If I look at my book and I can smile, that's the most important thing to me. It may sound selfish, but it's true, because it's your brand, is who you are. So whatever you produce, it has to reflect you in one way or the other, and you have to be happy about it and be proud of it. So yeah, guys, that's the cover. Let me know, what do you think about the cover? I would love to know. Would you compare, in comparison to this, this one here and this one? Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. I'll see you tomorrow for the next one. Can you guess what I'll be talking about tomorrow? Thank you guys. Bye.